Hey, what's up, guys? On today's episode, we're going to talk about how to build a memorable brand. A memorable brand. We all need it, and let's run towards it. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Bite Size Marketing Hack Podcast, where you get the confidence to hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Bite Size Marketing Hacks. My name is Mark,
This is Rashawn.
and it's so good to be with you all. And, we have been dialing on this topic lately of branding. And I think it's really key, especially in the uncertainty of our times, that we talk about a topic like branding because services come and go, and you could be the best at your craft, but especially in a time like this when there's so much uncertainty and upheaval, it's that brand recognition and somebody holding on to the memory of what makes you unique that keeps you
Yeah.
in their mind and makes them want to move towards you as things open up again in the days ahead. So, branding is key. So, let's talk about this today. How do you build a memorable brand? Not just how do you begin to build your brand, but how do you build it in such a way that it sticks with people and people want to come back to your brand? So, excited to talk about this.
Yeah, and I think what's amazing, Mark, just like each and every one of us, we have this sort of identity. Like as a person, people come across you and they be like, dude, I love this guy's personality. And it sort of like sticks with them. Like this is the quirky thing I love about him or her. And they sort of remember that brand or that person. You know, we are a brand as even as individuals, but what's so important is like being able to one, yeah, sell yourself as an identity that people can connect with, or a personality that people can connect with, you know.
And I think it's important to remember as we begin to approach this topic of branding that branding is not something that we can ultimately full on control by ourselves, but we can influence it. So we can't control somebody's
Mm,
perception about us. Ultimately, we can't tell them what to think about us, but we can influence that by
yeah.
the kind of media that we put out there, by the kind of messaging that we put out there, and through that process begin to shape what they think of when they think of us. So let's look at some examples of this today as we talk about how to build a memorable brand. And so to start out with, remember the greatest enemy of our business is the same enemy that a good story faces. And in short,
Mm,
that's noise. And the problem is that if nobody understands specifically what you're about, they are confused. They don't know how to
yeah.
understand where they fit in that, and they move on. So, to boil that down, at no point should we be able to pause a movie and be unable to answer three questions. In other words, the same way that a good story has this, we should have this. That if you paused Star Wars, you should be able to answer three basic questions as soon as you pause that movie. You should be able to answer, what does the hero want? Who or what is opposing the hero, Luke Skywalker, getting what he wants? And then finally, what will the hero's life look like if he does not get what he wants? In other words,
Mm,
creating that motivation towards resolving the challenge. So, three things. What does the hero want? Who or what is opposing the hero getting what he or she wants? And then, what will the hero's life look like if he or she does not get or does get what they want? So as we approach this, any thoughts initially, Rashawn?
I think initially, you know, I go back to the noise aspect, and I absolutely love, you know, how you broke down those three questions, like what is it the hero wants, and you sort of walk us through that. But like I continue to go back to like how literally our attention span is of a goldfish. Like, you know, a goldfish, I look inside of a fish tank, they're always over here. And it may even be worse these days. So it's so important, one, to get your message across clearly and concisely, you know, and be really upfront about that. Like for instance, Coca-Cola, they have a red logo, a red, you know, basically, you know, sign that we've been looking up to since we are young, a branding of that, and the polar bear. And I love polar bears. I like how they like brought an animal into the, you know, the mix, but it basically conveys to me, one, that they got my attention, you know, the red Coke can and these amazing, different, things within their commercials, such as the beer and all. So
Yeah, it definitely gets your attention. And I think one of the things, even about Coke, they have that slogan of enjoy. And that says to me is that
yeah.
by me using this brand, by me choosing Pepsi over Coke or Coke over Pepsi, that's the main like two
Yeah,
options that
so
people will
true.
often talk about. There's so many others, but by if I'm going to drink Coke, I know that I'm going to enjoy this product. And in fact, I could see
Yeah.
myself as I drink this product having feeling happy and feeling joyful. And so it's almost like
Yeah.
instead of just the
Refresh.
brand being about, hey, we've got the best taste or we've got the best whatever, it's like I can become full of joy and full of happiness by drinking Coke. So,
Yeah, that's so good.
yeah, so all of that to say, let's look at each of these things, and we're probably not get to all of them in this episode today, but we'll get started and look at a website. We're going to look at the Frontier Creative website and begin to talk about this. What does the hero want? And as Rashawn was highlighting there, we have short attention spans, and the users that we are talking to have short attention spans. So how can we catch somebody with clarity? Noise is the enemy. So how do we catch somebody with clarity quickly when they begin to see our stuff
Mm.
and communicate to them the answer to this question, what does the hero want? And so as you land here on the front page of Frontier Creative website, you see this slogan immediately in large letters: connect with your people digitally. And so that question that we're asking, what does the hero want? First of all, who is the hero? And I think sometimes the challenge is, and we talk about this a lot on our podcast and with different customers that we've met with, that, if you make yourself the hero of the story exclusively, it doesn't empower somebody who encounters your brand to understand, how does this change my life? How am I impacted
Mm.
by experiencing and using this brand? And so when we can shift that hero perspective away from it being us to us being the guide that helps the user that is landing on our page or encountering our media in some way, then it empowers them to say, oh, I'm the hero of the story. Here's how I'm going to grow into that role of being the hero. Um, so what does the hero want? First of all,
Okay.
the hero is your customer. And so in this case, I'm just going to highlight here on the website that we're looking at today. And if you're watching this on Facebook, you can see it, but I'll read it again for our podcast listeners. Connect with your people digitally. In other words, as the hero, you want to be the person that is connected with the right people for your business. And that's what we built this brand Frontier Creative around, this idea that our customers, they want to be the people that are connected with their people digitally. Yes, you can do that in print.
Mm.
Yes, you can do that in other ways. But right now, more than ever, we need to find our people digitally. We need to be connected with them. We may not be able to have a storefront right now, even as all this
Yeah.
pandemic and things are happening. We need to be able to connect with our people digitally. So I want to be that. The hero wants to be connected. And then the subtitle underneath that: get digital marketing strategies that give you confidence you are connecting with the right people and keeping them. So this is built on this idea that the hero is the customer, and what they need are strategies and confidence that they are connecting with the right people, not just anybody, but the people who would want their products or services, and that they know how, with confidence, to be able to connect with them and keep them as a customer for their business. So what does the hero want? This landing page, right as we land on it, begins to answer that question.
And you know what, Mark? I love also the visual, the effects, even in the background, sort of giving this sign of people enjoying the product, enjoying, you know, it's basically the face of Frontier Creative. It's the face of the business, and each company, each business, each brand has to be very intentional and purposeful when it comes to, putting their brand identity out there. And it looks like we've done a pretty good job, to say the least, uh, on making that happen on our website. But I've seen many others the same way that really convey this. this message of humanizing the brand.
Yeah, that's good. And so maybe just to speak another word on what Rashawn's saying, that's such a good thing to highlight. That I think anytime, like we'll go back to even just that example of Coke. We when we choose Coca-Cola, we're choosing it because we want to have an experience that makes us feel better. We want to
Yeah,
have joy, have happiness in our life. And so I think sometimes we can mindlessly or without not thoughtfully begin to put together an advertisement or content for our brand, and we're just slapping on there some
yeah,
images that we find, and we don't know why to choose this image over that image. And so I think that's really a
true.
good point to say, what does the hero want, and how can we show a person in the image, in the content that we're creating, that shows them enjoying the
Wow.
product or service so that it casts vision to somebody's landing on there. They've got short attention span, but they begin to see immediately. They see the words and they see the person enjoying this product or service. Oh, that could be me. I could be connected with
Yeah.
my people in that way. Or Coca Cola. I could be enjoying my life by drinking Coca Cola. So that's a great
Love
thing
that.
to
Love
highlight.
that. And you know what else? I love their bottles. Do you like their
Yeah.
glass bottles? The unique shape
Yes.
of a bottle, like every single aspect. You can tell it's not about a slogan or a logo. Every piece of what they do is to drive the desire of their customer and to draw them closer to their uniqueness and their brand identity that is much different than anyone else's. So I love that, bro. So
Yeah,
man,
so I think today, as we're just beginning this conversation on building a memorable brand, I think it's not either or, and Rashawn's kind of highlighting that memorable. Yes, it does have to do with the color choices we make, with the way that we present ourselves. All of those things are definitely important, but those things should be the overflow of the core message and in fact, the thing that people are becoming, the heroic reality that they're becoming by using our brand. And so all of the
mm,
colors that we choose, the shape of the bottle for Coca-Cola, all of these things should reflect that deeper reality and meaning of enjoy in Coca-Cola's
yeah,
instance. And so, if
so
we don't have
good.
that guiding underneath us, then we're not really sure why we're choosing what we're choosing. We're just kind of shooting from the hip. So it's very helpful to start from this place of what does the hero want? What does our user want? What do they want to become? And then how do we choose colors, choose images, choose fonts? All of those things that we think of traditionally as branding should be chosen based on that basic reality of what they're becoming by using the brand.
Love it. That'll seal it, Mark. That was good. I need to go back listen to this episode. Come on now.
That's awesome. And so, so some of you are watching today, and we've been trying to do this lately, and we want to come alongside you as we're in the midst of some challenging times and uncertainty, and many of us are experiencing that in our businesses
Yeah.
personally. And what do we do?
Mm.
Well, we put together a guide to help you navigate this, and we're calling it the How to Thrive in 2020 workshop. And we want to give you access to that. We want to help you learn how to do exactly what we said today to connect with your people and thrive in the midst of the uncertainty. And so, no matter what you're facing, you may be feeling disconnected and not know how to take action. Well, we want to help you do that in a short 1 hour workshop and address these things specifically. How do you market in these times of uncertainty? What messaging works? What content works? What works on different platforms like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram? And we're going to share these things with you in this simple workshop that helps you to navigate the challenges of 2020. And you can find that at frontiercreative.co/thrive. And with that, we will leave it there for today, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. And visit us at bitesizemarketinghacks.com for more resources and episodes that will help you hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time.